Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I can't believe that I have to report something like this, especially today as we're now reeling again as a country from another mass shooting, just another one, right? I don't report on them. I want to just tell you all up front, I don't report on the mass shootings because number one, it's wall to wall coverage on every news channel. So I know you guys are getting all the details. You probably need an escape from it, honestly, at some point because it is so depressing. And honestly, it's because until we get money out of politics, nothing is going to change. If the slaughter of little children didn't change how we're doing things in this country, then the slaughter of adults is certainly not going to do anything. So I'm beating my head against the wall, and I'm not going to be just one more person out there going, when are they finally going to wake up? They're not. Until there's money out of politics, like I said, it's not going to change. So here's the deal. Here's what's going on with this story. 62-year-old California resident and Donald Trump fan James Catalano has been sentenced for cyberstalking. But this wasn't just some random cyberstalking case. Catalano sent vile messages to Fred Guttenberg after his 14-year-old daughter was murdered in the Parkland High School mass shooting. Her name was Jamie. You guys probably heard about this story. Over a period of about 8 months, Catalano sent more than 200 disgusting, absolutely cruel messages to Guttenberg. You guys would probably recognize Guttenberg. You recognize the name. Since the horrific death of his daughter and more than a dozen other people at Parkland, Guttenberg has been a fierce critic of our lax gun laws. He's become an activist in the fight against gun violence. Well, Catalano went on the attack. He sent Guttenberg and even some of his associates the most heinous messages, accused Guttenberg of sexually assaulting his daughter before her death. He called her every absolutely heinous, sick name in the book and more. He persistently, continually mocked her death. He mocked Guttenberg. And just to give you an example, I'm not going to share all of these with you, but I want to give you an idea of what a sick, depraved bastard this is. Catalano sent a message requesting rape kits to confirm, quote, Jamie's vagina did not contain any DNA from a family member on the day her brains were splattered all over the school hallway. Mr. Guttenberg has far more self-control than I do. I will just put it that way. Anyway, at times, Catalano included references to Joe Biden. He referred to him as Brandon. He ridiculed members of the LGBTQ community. And in one message to Guttenberg, he ended with, quote, God bless President Trump. Fuck Joe Biden. In Catalano's sentencing memo, the prosecutors wrote, quote, the defendant's heinous messages accused the victim of molesting his daughter and graphically described the manner of her death and her pain and suffering as she died. Like I said the other day, your vibe attracts your tribe. No big surprise, this is a MAGA man. So Guttenberg tracked Catalano through his IP address, and the FBI made a house call, and Catalano readily admitted to sending the message. He's told the FBI that he did it to put Guttenberg, quote, in check, because Catalano believed that Guttenberg was, quote, using his dead daughter to push his political agenda. And this isn't the only person who he targeted. According to the prosecutor, Catalano contacted other anti-gun violence advocates, and he sent them disturbing messages as well. They wrote, quote, the defendant messaged known advocates against gun violence, stating in one instance, quote, when the C word, TS, says women will die, does that mean TS will die? I hope so, bitch. Now, of course, he didn't say C word. He actually used the word, the disgusting word. He also included the full name of this woman. And the prosecutor noted that Catalano has a history of sending threatening messages to people, even people who have nothing to do with gun violence. They provided an example, which obviously concerned a real estate transaction. Catalano wrote, quote, "You bit off more than you can chew." And then he inserted the F word, the homophobic slur for gay people. He went on to write, quote, "Once escrow closes, watch what happens next. Shut your fucking F word mouth." Again, he didn't say F word, he said the homophobic slur. So Catalano was arrested for cyberstalking in July of 2022 for the Guttenberg cyberstalking. And in March of this year, Catalano pleaded guilty. So he faced up to 5 years in prison, $250,000 in fines. Unbelievably, he was sentenced to less prison time than even his own defense attorney requested. The Justice Department asked for only 20 months in prison, and his defense attorney requested a sentence of somewhere between 18 to 24 months. Well, U.S. District Judge Robert Scola gave Catalano only 1 year in prison and 3 years of probation. And then he ordered him to participate in anger control and domestic violence treatment, as well as mental health treatment. And Catalano has restrictions in place regarding his computer use. He's prohibited from accessing anything related to this case or the crime, or contacting Fred Guttenberg ever again, obviously. This is obscene. And no, before you even ask, this was not a Trump-appointed judge. Scola was appointed by Barack Obama. This is the problem I have with so many Obama and Biden appointees. They are far too often way too weak on crime, just way too weak. I don't care if you are left, right, or center. If you commit a crime, you need to be punished appropriately. It needs to make a lasting impact. And most importantly, it needs to protect the public. This falls way short. Not anywhere near in the ballpark. Not acceptable. This judge should be ashamed of himself. So, we just saw what happens. You have these people out there making threats who are mentally unwell, and nobody takes it seriously until they go out and they make good on those threats. And then we all go, oh, somebody should have said something. Somebody should have done something. Yeah, like a judge putting someone in prison for a lengthy period of time to protect the people he's threatening. Not 1 year. Anyway, I will let you all know if I hear more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.